So, hello, today we are going to attempt the day fourth of NeetCode 150 series. In arrays and hashing, we have group anagrams. So, let's first see the question. So, the question states that we have been given an array of strings, strs, and group the anagrams together. So, and also you can return the answer in any order. So, first of all, we must know what is an anagram. So, it's just a thing where the frequency of characters is the same. Like you can just rearrange the characters to make another word. Like for EAT, we can rearrange these words to form AT or maybe TA and anything. Like it doesn't requires to like it doesn't require to make sense. You can make anything like AT. So it doesn't matter. And then just the frequency should be the same. So you can just rearrange them to form that word. So one thing we just first of all let's see some examples. So we get these from the example we just discussed. Then there is a nat and tan which are present in the array, and then there is bat which doesn't have an anagram that the no other string is having the same character frequency as this, and then empty should be returned as empty. Just and we have been given that all are lowercase English letters. So one thing that instantly comes to mind is you can just sort the character. Like if I have, for example, I have these four different characters in the array. So these all are anagrams because like they are all anagrams of each other because they can be rearranged to form any one of these. So one thing that is similar in them is the frequency of their characters. So you can just sort any one of them, which will give, I guess, this string, and sorting any of them will give exact the string. So what we can do is make an unordered map, which is mapped from string to vector of string. So this string and this will be value will be the vector of string. So this string, the key value should be the sorted string, which in this case is here AET, and this the sorted the vector of string should be all the strings that make up to this when it's sorted. So in this vector of string we'll have these four strings, and then just return the vector of strings later on as the answer. So first we'll try to attempt this. This is basically works on the concept of sorting. So first let's attempt this. But if you see, sorry, I have cold. So if you see, it gives like m n log n, where m is the length of the array and n is the longest string size. So it needs to be sorted every time we do. So it's a little bit efficient, or we can say there is a more efficient way than this. So let's just try this, or we can do this too, because we are not in a hurry. So let's just for string iterate this first of all, then create a string which is just sorted of sort. So here I'm just taking a sorted form of that string, and then push the sorted version, the current string into that sorted key. So like MP of sorted, which is res in our case, then push back the current string, which is str. So this is it for that. And then just we iterate that map again, key value. I guess this was the syntax for map. or we have this. And then first we also need to create a structure for the result. So this will be our result, and then just push back the values. So result dot push back. I missed this push back value return result at the end. So this should work, I guess, unless syntax is wrong somewhere. Okay, so this works, but as you can see, like the time complexity is okayish, but you can also improve this a bit. So what the next approach is, or the better approach is, you can just count the frequencies of each character. You don't need to sort. Like for example, let's take this EAT again. So in this EAT, we can, while we process the string, we can just do for, like, let's say we create a array of 26 characters representing each character of the alphabet, and then we just do like for E we have one, for A we have one, for T we have one, and then when we get 80, we will need to do that again, because A will have one again, T will have one again, and E will have one again. So these are all same. So we just need to see how many of the strings have same character frequencies. We don't need to sort them. So one method is like we can just create a string based on the frequencies. So like maybe a string, something that's representing each character. So let's say A is the first character, right? So let's say first character of the alphabet, like it's A to Z. So let's say A, for A frequency we have 1, then for B 0, for C 0, for D 0, and we have a E. So for 1, then for all rest 0, then T 1, this is T, and then till Z it's 0. So we just need to do that and put that in a map, and then just again put the value as a vector of string and push the current string in that and return that after all. So it will be like m into n, where m is size and where m is length of the array and n is size of the largest string. So let's do that. So I think a lot of things would be same. First of all, we need to push the frequencies. So let's do this. We don't need this. Yes, we can first we create a frequency array, which will be size 26, and all element can be 0. By default, they are also 0, but we are just doing this for sake of readability, I guess. Then we need to process each character. So for char x of str, frequency of x minus a plus plus. So this will be frequency. And now let's see. We need to generate the string, unique string for this frequency. So we can just do string frequency count, frequency C something, which is we also need to kind of initialize it because we need a separator. Or do we? Yes, like we need a separator because it can be 2 digit and then we can get messed. Because like, see, if we have a lot of A, wait a minute, if we have a lot of A's in the array, maybe it goes up to more than 10, then we need to represent it by like 10, 11 number of A, then BR3. And this can get messed up if you don't use a comma as a separator or anything else as a separator. Like we can use anything else. So if we do without comma, this is the same as this because like it's same, but here we can say A 11 A are there and 3B. Here 131 113 A can also be there. So we need a separator between them to differentiate the values. So first let's initialize with the frequency of A. So let's say frequency of 0 represents A because we are doing x minus A here. And then just iterate for rest of the characters in that frequency array. And let's, instead of comma, we can use anything. Let's just use comma. We don't need to complicate this. So frequency C plus equals to a comma, mm, comma and frequency of the current character. So frequency of X. No, we just need frequency of I, and that's it. So this is also okay, I guess. And then just put that in the map. So map of frequency C, which is the string containing all the frequencies of the characters, and then push back the current in that str. And then the inserting the result is the same. So I don't think we need to change that. Let's see if this works. There is an error. So no viable control. Frequency of 0 is vector of int. Acha. We know, like this is a vector of int. So we need to first convert it into string to put that into the string, and similarly here we also need to convert this into string to concatenate it. So we can just use this function to string and also here to string. Like, these are the small things you need to remember. So you used to, like, you need to just run, and then if that works then submit it. Okay, so this runs. So first it was 14 ms millisecond, and then let's see how it goes now. Hmm, I don't know. Like, eh, this is far too much. I guess is there something we are doing wrong? Like, this should be ideal. I think for small strings it's not so good because we are also going through each character. But in long term, it should be fine. I don't think so. Let's run it again. I don't know. But complexity should be better than that, right? What's the complexity? I don't know, but I will discuss it in the next question, I guess. NK. So that's right. And it was n log n log k, nk log k, I guess. So this is better, but I see in some cases it might be different. But eventually this is a better one. So that's it. Next question we'll see.